Welcome to Arsenal Online. Here you'll find the latest stories and news about Arsenal. Welcome back, fellow Gunners across the world. Arsenal legend weighs in on Aubameyang debate. Ian Wright gives his verdict on Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's Arsenal exit. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, former captain, striker and star player, has now exited Arsenal for Barcelona after 4 years at the London club, after an exciting move from Borussia Dortmund. And now former Arsenal striker and club legend Ian Wright has given his opinion on the whole sorry affair, saying he is very sad on a personal level after the Gunners booted Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang to Barcelona. The Gabon international arrived on a high, was amazing for Arsenal and was just 18 months into a new mega contract in North London. He's now left on a free transfer and taken a substantial wage cut just to escape from the Emirates Stadium. Just where did it go wrong? It was confirmed in the last few hours of the January transfer window that Barcelona had made the move for the striker. Aubameyang signed a deal until 2025, which contains a break clause at the end of the 22-23 season. And now the Gunners' former captain has finally spoken out about the hurt the whole situation has caused him about having to leave without a proper goodbye. Ian Wright is also questioning about why Aubameyang was denied the opportunity and how a disagreement at the club could go on for so long. I'm quite disappointed that somewhere along the line something couldn't have been resolved, he said on his Wright His House podcast. But it's not resolved. He's gone, and I'm sad to see him go. It just feels so definite. That's it. Bam, out, gone. If I'm being totally honest, I didn't think it would come to this. Aubameyang's removal from the club comes less than 2 months after what seemed to be a minor and possibly understandable disciplinary breach, which then saw the player suspended for an initial 2 matches, stripped of the Arsenal captaincy, and then has not played a single minute of first-team football or even trained with his teammates since December the 6th. However, Ian Wright also went on to say that whilst he may disagree with the way the situation was handled, he still backs Arteta in the decisions he makes. He continued, "I'm very sad on a personal level because I think he's made for us. If you've got Oba, then you've got everything into him and you structure everything for him to do what he does. I remember not long ago I was watching his goals for Dortmund and it's just all geared to him, so I'm devastated that we couldn't do that for him. But I feel as much as I love him, I have to back the manager because he's our manager now. He's taken the chance doing what he's doing and I'm going to back him with that." Aubameyang scored 92 goals in 163 games, with 7 of those being scored this season. His signing broke the club record in January 2018, and in his first full season, he shared the Premier League Golden Boot for most goals scored. The striker has now messaged the Arsenal fans, saying, "To the Arsenal fans, thank you for making London home for myself and my family for the past 4 years. We went through ups and downs together and your support meant everything to me. Having the chance to win trophies and the honour of being the captain of this club is something I will forever keep in my heart. I have always been 100% focused on doing everything I can for this club, which is why leaving without a real goodbye hurts. But that is football. I'm sad I did not get the chance to help my teammates in the last few weeks, but I have nothing but respect for this club and truly wish all my guys and the fans all the best and many successful years in the future. Love, Uber." There was noticeably no mention of the club manager in the statement, which indicates how bad things were for the player. Many are critical of the way the situation was handled, and the outcome just seemed inevitable once Arteta had dug his heels in. But it's not a great outcome for anyone at the current time. Although a switch to Barcelona is not a bad move, but Oba has taken a pay cut to get there. Nobody really comes out of this smelling of roses. Aubameyang is said to be undisciplined, and probably a lot of things that happened have gone unreported. But we should also look at what he did for the club. He single-handedly won Arsenal the FA Cup in 2020, scoring all of Arsenal's 4 goals in the semi-final against Manchester City and the final against Chelsea. He demolished the opposition, and let's remind ourselves, he scored 92 goals for the Gunners. Admittedly, he lost form and passion after it seems signing that big contract, and undoubtedly he's not squeaky clean. But Aubameyang's fall from grace at Arsenal seems to be harsh. The final straw came as Aubameyang was granted special permission to travel to visit his sick mother in France and returned late. Apparently, according to reports, he missed taking a COVID-19 test and did not return on the day planned, although he did report on time for his scheduled training. Did that really warrant Mikel Arteta's treatment? Or is there more we don't know about? From that point, the club's star signing was excluded from the Arsenal squad and has not been permitted to even train with the first team. He's trained alone since December. He was not allowed to travel with the squad to the warm weather training camp in Dubai, whilst Jack Wilshere, who is not even contracted with the club, is currently there training with the squad. He was stripped of the captaincy for what Arsenal described as the latest disciplinary breach, indicating they may have been more transgressions we're not privy to. We do know he arrived late for the North London derby in March 2021, where he was dropped for a culmination of late arrivals, and breaking COVID rules to get a tattoo likely did nothing to help his case either. Arteta is hardcore on discipline and setting standards, some would say too rigid, and may have had personal issues with Aubameyang. But he could be risking the whole team performance now by refusing to forgive his former captain. With him now gone, there is just the gamble of whether Alexandre Lacazette and Eddie Nketiah, who, let's face it, are not prolific or reliable goal scorers, can lead the charge to 4th place. Add into the mix that these two are out of contract in the summer and have other things on their minds, like their future playing career, then it's a big risk Arteta is taking. Arteta does not forgive easily. Look at the treatment of players like Mesut Ozil and Matteo Guendouzi, who are booted out of Emirates for very obscure reasons. Guendouzi is on his 2nd loan move and is set to be sold in the summer for just £8 million. But he's inconsistent with his rules. For example, Willen breached COVID-19 protocols in November 2020 but was not dropped and started the next game at Leeds. Arteta's explanation was it was handled internally. And if we ever need to look at the manager's inconsistency in how he treats his squad, then let's look no further than Granit Xhaka. This former captain has not been sold on. This former captain who abused Arsenal fans is regularly sent off. He's hot-tempered and undisciplined on the pitch, and yet is forgiven time and time again. And Arteta's defence of the Swiss midfielder is, well, hypocritical. After Xhaka's red card against Burnley in December 2020 for yet another violent incident, Arteta told reporters that he protects players that deserve it. But yet Nicolas Pepe received a red card for an incident at Leeds, which wasn't as violent, and the manager said his actions were unacceptable. Before joining Arsenal, Arteta was the number 2 to Pep Guardiola at Manchester City. This is the first club he has managed. Does that have an effect on players in his squads? Do they feel he doesn't have the expertise to manage their needs? Does his inexperience show when managing a huge club like Arsenal? He has a vision for the club and wants the time to implement that plan. He has the backing of the board and the club owners for now. He recently met Stan Kroenke, the club majority owner in the USA, for face-to-face talks, and there are no signs that anyone on the Arsenal board is doubting his ability. But this second half of the season is critical, with his own contract, club owners for now. He recently met Stan Kroenke, the club majority owner in the USA, for face-to-face talks, and there are no signs that anyone on the Arsenal board is doubting his ability. But this second half of the season is critical, with his own contract coming up for renewal. The Aubameyang situation could and should have been handled better, but he's gone now, and Arteta will be held responsible for that decision. Time will tell if he made the right choice. The club, management and the remainder of the Arsenal squad, and let's remind ourselves there are only 18 in the Arsenal squad now, need to be allowed to put this situation behind them and move on with the job they've been given to do. The priority is to secure 4th place or higher in the Premier League, and that won't be easy. Arteta and the squad need to focus on fulfilling this team's potential and, with a much depleted squad, stay injury and suspension free. So what do you think? Leave a comment below to let us know, and thank you for watching Arsenal Online. Please subscribe and ring the bell for all the latest Arsenal news.